Hospital emergency departments are becoming increasingly violent. Drug addiction has fuelled much of it, and medical staff rightly fear for their safety. Tonight, 3 security guards share a frightening insight.
It's an absolute war zone in the emergency departments with nobody there to protect you.
The violence has continued to rise and the risk has continued to rise.
I've had black eyes, I've been slammed against the wall.
Luck that people haven't been killed yet. Blind luck.
When it comes to danger, you'd expect Warren Brown could protect you. His sheer size is not all he's good for. Warren has spent more than 20 years trying to keep people safe as a security guard.
I've worked all around Australia. I've worked in Kalgoorlie, I've worked in King's Cross, worked in some very rough pubs, and nothing compares to what the hospital violence is.
So you say it's worse than being a bouncer in King's Cross?
Certainly. You are the front line, you are the punching bag.
This vision from inside a Sydney mental health intensive care unit was captured 7 years ago. It's been leaked to A Current Affair because staff on the front line insist they're still facing this type of trauma. Multiple guards and medicos use a bed sheet to restrain and bring down a violent patient.
It's a very violent, very distressing place.
Just as ugly is the picture Warren paints of his final day as a security guard when his shoulder was ripped out by a drug addict at Hornsby Hospital in Sydney's north.
Held him for 20 minutes while he tried to wipe his blood on me.
You're a big boy.
Yeah.
And you couldn't restrain him?
Couldn't restrain him, he's on ice. They are Superman. I have personally broke a guy's thumb on ice and he didn't feel it. I'm 6'4" and I'm 120 kilos. I've been bouncing since I was 18. I've had more fights than you've had at dinners, and I'm scared of them.
What frightens Warren the most is the power security guards in public hospitals have lost.
They are just like you, me and everybody else walking the street. They've just got one piece of plastic card with their photo on it that says 1A licence. It's the same as a Woolworths or Coles security officer that have no powers.
This 2017 footage, a man armed with a meat cleaver walks into an emergency department. A young child is just metres away. He enters the triage, pushing the door shut behind him, cornering the nurse inside. Waiting patients become concerned as the man is seen raising his weapon at staff.
What are they going to do? They've left with their hands to fight a battle to protect everybody in the community. That doesn't work.
So if I'm sitting in the emergency department with my child, what can you as a security guard offer me in terms of protection?
Little. My presence is about all that you can expect.
Hit it on the ground a couple of times and then...
When Rob Dykstra was a security guard, he was armed with a baton and handcuffs.
What did a baton and handcuffs give to you as a guard?
It gave us more confidence that we, in an urgent situation, that we had something to protect ourselves, protect the nursing staff or a member of the public.
Why do you think they took them away?
I think there was a couple of lawsuits over the years, which cost New South Wales Health money.
He says a guard's bare hands are no replacement when it comes to protective weapons.
I was horrified because there was, even though you don't sort of use them on a nightly basis or a daily basis, they were there for deterrent. If I can say that, and they were there if you really needed them.
Special constables once patrolled public hospitals, guards with the power to arrest.
They could restrain, detain people that had the same powers as a police officer on the hospital grounds.
Security in our hospitals is an issue that is only going to escalate as more violent incidents happen. Union bosses across Australia are fed up and they're pleading with governments to stop putting politics and money ahead of protecting people's lives.
In New South Wales alone, health takes up 1/3 of the state budget. There's a lot of competing interests for that money. And if we can just react to an issue as it occurs, it's cheaper than to actually proactively invest to prevent the issue occurring in the first place. Now, that's a moral issue, I think, for government as well as an industrial issue for our members.
Jared Hayes from the Health Services Union.
If you go to Parliament House, there are special constables protecting politicians. If you go to hospitals, you have people with security licences who do not have authority to actually touch or manhandle, restrain or detain people.
Bruce Rowling is one of the union members who recently walked off the job because of the safety crisis.
If you have someone with a weapon, it would be look for a chair or a milk crate, because you don't have anything else. If it goes wrong, then the blame is always put on the security officer. So, yeah, you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Jared Hayes is campaigning for 250 special constables in New South Wales hospitals alone.
This is a national issue, and I think everyone will put their hand up to that.
In a statement to A Current Affair, New South Wales Health says a review into hospital security is underway, but so far has found special constables would not be appropriate or safe. Health bosses also argue more than 3,000 security cameras are in operation, and the number of guards has increased by 25% in the past decade.
If we are prepared to say that we are going to allow people to get injured in a hospital when we could have prevented it, I think it's shame on you.
Security officers need to be fully trained to cope with today's demands in a public hospital.
We can only beg and hope and pray that the government take action before it's too late, because I don't want to see someone else get hurt. Don't just let us deal with it with our bare hands. Help us.
The review into hospital security in New South Wales is due to be finalised by the end of the year.